Hello, Jayhawks. Welcome to Run It Back. I'm your host, Jamison Mangold. We kept busy last week in Lawrence with KU athletics and pro sports. Today's episode is bringing you the latest from KU baseball updates to pro and not so pro golf. Come with us to see it all right now on Run It Back.
There's no place like Kansas.
Our tennis team is putting in work on the courts. Logan will serve us the latest updates. Tennis isn't the only one killing it on the courts. Our softball team is hitting it out of the park this season. Alex has its KU softball. If you thought we were done covering volleyball, you were wrong. Mia's back with a preview of volleyball's upcoming games as they spring into this season. A highly anticipated matchup made its way into Lawrence for baseball fans as Big 12 #1 ranked UFC took on the Jayhawks. Johnny will see how their series went soon. First, let's swing on over to tennis.
Thanks, Jamison. What an amazing past week it was for KU athletics. On Sunday, the tennis team traveled to Manhattan for yet another Sunflower Showdown. They continued their winning streak against Kansas State with a clean 4-0 sweep, giving them their 5th straight win over the Wildcats and their 4th consecutive 4-0 sweeps. Going into Sunday's matches, Kansas was ranked number 39 in the nation, with the doubles duo of Kyoka Kubo and Hakayanse Van Vieren ranked number 62, and Kubo also coming in at 69 in singles. The Jayhawks set the tone early in doubles. The number 62nd ranked pair of Van Vieren and Kubo opened with a 6-2 win, followed by Yurkajan Aristan-Baykova and Anna Putulina with another 6-2 victory. Meanwhile, the duo of Meg McCarty and Miriam Benenzdine led 5-3 before their match went unfinished. From there, Kansas kept control in singles play. Van Vieren picked up her 11th win of the season with straight set victories, and Putulina dominated 6-2 and 6-0. However, the match sealing point came when Benenzdine clutched the sweep with two 6-2 wins. Tennis finishes the regular season 13-9 and 9-4 in Big 12 play. The team will head to Orlando for the Big 12 championship starting on April 15th. But tennis isn't the only team on a roll. Kansas softball extended their winning streak as well. Alex has more on that.
We are going to swing into softball. Kansas has now claimed 5 consecutive Big 12 wins after they beat Baylor 5-4 on Saturday. This win is just another example of how great this team is. Haley Kripe continues to lead the way at the plate, adding to a record-breaking home run season for the Jayhawks. The record is currently at 71, the previous record being 60. Players like Ella Boyer keeps finding ways to get on base, having walked 11 times in the last 4 games. Presley Limbaugh extended her hitting streak to 5 games on Saturday, meaning she has hit safely in 8 of her last 9 games. And Saturday was no different. With the game tied heading into the bottom of the 7th, freshman Boyer and Caden Stafford each drew walks to get things started for Kansas. Kripe followed with a single up the middle, but Boyer tagged out at the plate while Stafford moved over to third. That set the stage for September Flanagan, who came through with a clutch RBI single to bring home Stafford for the game-winning win. And with that momentum, Kansas will look ahead to the border showdown matchup against Missouri on Wednesday at home. First pitch is set for 5 p.m. Now it's time to dig into the latest volleyball updates with Mia.
Always setting me up perfectly. Thank you, Alex, for that home run softball segment. Diving straight to the court, KU volleyball is back for some spring competition as head coach Matt Olmers has announced the team will play 2 games against Arkansas and Mizzou, both in our very own Horse Arena on Saturday. After losing over half of our starters to the transfer portal, with the most notable offensive loss being pin hitter Jovana Zelenovic, these next few games will be about finding chemistry with the new spring roster in hopes to set the tone for the fall. Being forced to redesign our offense, Kansas is expecting many new additions to our team, including 3 new freshmen who specialize in the front row, and junior Olivia Hashbrook as a DS transfer from OSU coming onto the team in the spring. While adjusting to the young roster, we have kept star players Reese Patak, Aisha Aono, and Grace Nelson, a core that still brings intense energy to the front row and a high offensive IQ. I know they will continue to lead the new girls on the team. After finishing the 2026 season with progress and unfinished business, the team will have to shift to new additions and major losses. But overall, I'm excited to see how Kansas will play against Arkansas, a program that has been rebuilding since not making it to the NCAA tournament last season, followed by Mizzou, which always brings in that border war intensity, even in spring formats. But speaking of intensity, KU baseball has been heating up with wins left and right. Johnny, how dangerous is the team looking right now?
Well, Mia, they are currently the most dangerous team in the Big 12. The Omahawks have gone from the hunters to the hunted officially after an outstanding weekend against the UCF Knights that featured yet another sweep of top 25 opponents. With the sweep, the Jayhawks have claimed the #1 spot in the Big 12 and are looking to defend their placement for the foreseeable future. Game 1 of the series established the momentum for the boys as Max Solis Jr. drove home Brady Bollinger in the 11th inning to win with a final of 4-3. Max had himself an absolute day at the plate where he went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and became the hero of the night. The doubleheader on Saturday started off extremely hot for the Jayhawks, where they got the high ground against the Knights early with a 5-0 lead and absolutely refused to give it up. Game 1 of Saturday locked up with a final score of 6-3. Once again, who else but the Jayhawks hero for the weekend, Max Solis, had himself another stellar performance as he brought in 3 runs and 2 RBIs. Finally, Saturday night's game sealed the sweep with a 3-1 victory. This is the 10th straight victory for the Jayhawks, and they are inching towards an appearance in Omaha this year. The Jayhawks have only made that appearance once before in 1993. Will they be able to finally, after 33 years, make the journey back to Omaha? The boys look to answer that question with a resounding yes. But they have to maintain this level of play throughout the rest of the season, while facing teams such as Nebraska, West Virginia, who is on the heels of the Jayhawks for the Big 12, and of course, the Kansas State Wildcats, who undoubtedly want nothing more than to knock off their rivals in Manhattan. The road is long and blurry, but hope floods the mind of all Jayhawks fans through outstanding play on the diamond. The Jayhawks' next bout will be against the Wichita State Shockers on Tuesday at 6 p.m. here at the Hog. But until then, we take it to a break.
Heading over to the NHL, hockey season is wrapping up and heading to the playoffs for the Stanley Cup next week. So stick around for some final updates from Luke. And NHL isn't the only pro sport to head to playoffs soon. NBA playoffs tip off this week. Jimmy has a preview. Shifting over to the tee box, one of the biggest golf tournaments in the world was last weekend, so Landon has teed up a final recap. Finally wrapping up in the pro world, Zach, Patrick, and Xander give their takes on the NBA play-in tournament. Luke, we're sliding the puck over to you first with hockey.
Thank you, Jamison. Teams will need to make sure pucks slide into the net as there are just a few games left in the NHL regular season. Teams are still fighting for playoff spots along with others who have already clinched and are heading back for the first time in a while. The fight to the finish is going to make this year's NHL playoffs very exciting. There's only going to be one team to lift the cup, but plenty will try. A team that knows how to lift the cup and the Pittsburgh Penguins are back in the playoffs. This is their first appearance since 2022. There hasn't been an NHL team more dominant over a stretch since the Geno Malkin, Sidney Crosby era started in 2006. Their 20-year run of dominance included 3 Stanley Cups and 103 playoff victories. This playoff experience will be pivotal in trying to make a deep run into the playoffs. Another team who's back in the playoffs is the Anaheim Ducks, who are back after an 8-year drought. Coming into the season, they didn't have crazy expectations, but they've had a good year so far, going 42, 32, and 6. The Ducks have a mix of young stars in Leo Carlsson, Cutter Gauthier, and Mason McTavish. When you pair that with elite goaltending from Lucas Dostal, that makes Anaheim dangerous. While I'm not sure that this year is their year, they're building something special, and they are a team to watch out for in the future. There are a few teams still battling for playoff spots in the Nashville Predators and Los Angeles Kings out west, along with the Flyers trying to stay ahead of the Blue Jackets in the east. These battles will go down to the final game of the regular season as the regular season comes to a close. While the NHL playoffs are getting underway, so are the NBA's. Jimmy, what's happening on the hardwood?
Thanks, Luke. Even though the play-in hasn't even started yet, there are still some playoff matches that are already set up. For instance, the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Houston Rockets in a series packed with star power and pace. Led by LeBron James, and the Lakers bring playoff experience, but will unfortunately have to play the series without Austin Reeves and superstar Luka Doncic, who is dealing with a hamstring injury, but they are hoping to get him back sometimes during the series. The Rockets, behind their young core and future Hall of Famer Kevin Durant, they want to run, shoot, and turn every game into a high-scoring battle. The big question here is tempo. If Houston can speed up and shoot early, they can really put some pressure on LA. But if the Lakers dictate pace and execute in the half court, their experience could take over late in games. Keep an eye on how the Rockets handle late game situation. That's where playoff experience really shows. Next, we've got the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by three-time MVP Nikola Jokic, whose ability to score, pass, and control the game makes him nearly impossible to stop. The Nuggets are disciplined, efficient, and incredibly tough at home. But Minnesota is built to challenge them. With superstar Anthony Edwards leading the way, the Timberwolves bring elite perimeter scoring and strong defensive intensity. Their size in the front court could create problems for Denver, especially on the boards protecting the rim, as Jokic will be guarded by four-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. This series could come down to adjustments, who can adapt quicker, and who wins the physical battle inside. Shifting to the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors face the Cleveland Cavaliers in what could be a gritty defensive matchup. Cleveland relies heavily on their scoring ability from Donovan Mitchell and recently acquired James Harden, who can take over games at any moment. But their guard play is a major strength, and if they can get consistent scoring from the perimeter, they'll be a tough one to beat. This NBA playoffs is filled with great matchups and storylines. Now let's send it over to Landon for a Masters recap.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm hoping my Denver Nuggets can go all the way this year, but the West will definitely be a gauntlet. Speaking of a gauntlet, Augusta National is definitely a tough one at that, as the 90th annual Masters tournament concluded yesterday, and I am here to give you guys a recap. Starting off with some early week surprises, as LIV star Bryson DeChambeau failed to make the cut after an absolutely disastrous triple bogey on the 18th hole on Friday, as well as bunker trouble to push him to 5 over that shocked viewers all around the world. Rising PGA star Akshay Bhatia also did not make the cut after a disappointing back nine on Friday. It all came down to Sunday, though, as it was a tight race for the green jacket. Reigning champion Rory McIlroy, Cameron Young, Scottie Scheffler, and Justy Rose were the names everyone was looking at, and it came down to the last few holes to decide this one. Cameron Young got out to an early hot start with a birdie on his first hole, but after that it was all Rory's round. He played very safe golf with big shots in the most needed moments to take a commanding 3-shot lead going into the final holes. Scottie Scheffler would not go away, though, as he made back-to-back birdie putts to put him within 2 with 2 to play. Unfortunately for Scheffler, he just barely missed a birdie putt on 17 and then followed that up with a par to finish his week at 11 under. The reigning champion Rory McIlroy would finish it off, claiming his second straight green jacket as he sank this putt to put him at 12 under.
And here we go. His year again. Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
McIlroy joins an exclusive list of Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods of golfers to win back-to-back at Augusta, and would further cement his legacy as one of the greats. That's all for me on the golf side, so now I'm going to put it over to you guys on the NBA Roundtable. Guys, please tell me the ball went in the hole.
Thanks, Landon. For Rory McIlroy, the ball sure went in the hole. The 2026 Masters was beautiful yet again with a rare and historic ending. Speaking of endings, the NBA regular season ended last night, and it is now playoff time. I'm Zach O'Brien. Joining me today is Xander Loosefelt and Patrick Marks. While the playoffs start soon, we first need to talk about the play-in tournament, and we're here to break down these first 4 matchups. We're going to start with the 7-seeded Suns versus the 8-seeded Trailblazers. Xander, who's your pick?
Listen, how does that Drake song go? Wet like on book. Give me the Suns. I think Devin Booker is going to drop 40 on that sorry Trailblazers defense. I don't even think this one's going to be close.
Yeah, last time Devin Booker played a playoff game, he had 49 points. This Portland Trailblazers team is not impressive at all. Maybe if they had Dame back, I'd at least ponder this one. But yeah, give me the Suns.
I'm taking the Portland Trailblazers for one reason only. When you think of teams that dismantled the Oklahoma City Thunder this season,
here we go.
you think of the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers.
No one thinks about the Trailblazers.
You know what else I think of? I think of Devin Booker's 30-foot game winner over Lou Dort and Alex Caruso's head.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
but
don't forget about that one,
that's
yeah.
a game winner. I'm talking about a full game where the team completely dominated the Thunder. The only two teams that have done that this season are really only the Spurs and the Trailblazers.
Benny and Beach is good, don't get me wrong, but the rest of the team just does not have the scoring to keep up with the Suns. I don't see it happening at all. I think you're really off
But are
base
the
on this
Suns
one, Zach.
consistent enough to beat the Trailblazers?
Yes, absolutely.
They have been in the
they
entire
have been.
Defensively forcing another turnover. Gunn on the drive. Goes on the attack.
Now on to
Takes
the
him.
9-seed Clippers and the 10-seed Warriors.
This is another one that I'm not even thinking twice about. Give me the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, honestly, might be a top 5 player in the league again. He has been so good this year, and they've been on a little streak the last couple of weeks. I'm taking the Clippers.
Yes, I love that pick. I believe in Kawhi Leonard. I believe in the Clippers. Who I don't believe in is the Warriors. Steph Curry is not going to be enough to get it done for them this year.
Whoa. We're talking about a top 5 player of all time in Stephen Curry, man. I trust this team whenever he's on the court. He makes defenses have nightmares, dude. I'm taking the Warriors in an upset victory here. I like the Clippers, too. If it was anybody else, I'd probably take them. But I believe in Steph Curry more than I believe in almost anybody else in the NBA right now.
I'd love to hear you name 2 players on that Warriors bench, but
I'll name one player, Stephen Curry. That's all I need. I'm taking him.
Without Jimmy Butler,
40
it's
points.
not
His
going to
shot is
happen.
poetry in motion. You guys know this. Come on, this is one of the greatest players.
No,
ever
I
we're talking about.
agree. But without Jimmy Butler, like the entire Clippers defense, their focus is going to be Steph Curry.
And they're not. It's
So
not going
how's
to be
it,
enough.
like-
They're not going to stop him. It's not going to work.
he's
It's not
played a
gonna be
good
enough.
20 games this year.
And he's gonna. All he needs is to play one and win one, and that's what's gonna happen. Promise you. Well, 2, but whatever.
Now back over to the Eastern Conference. We're talking about the 7-seeded 76ers and the 8-seeded Magic. I'm going with the Magic here. I cannot see the 76ers winning this without Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I agree there. I think the Magic, even though they did look really rough against the Celtics, who I'm pretty sure had their top 8 guys out, that was kind of a just blip on the radar, I'm hoping. I think without Joel Embiid, like you said, they're just going to struggle. Even though Tyrese Maxey is great, don't get me wrong. He could go off for 50 and maybe they do win. But I'm going to take the Magic. I think that's more of a safe pick right now.
Right now, all I'm thinking about is Paulo Banchero's nickname, PB and no J, because he cannot make any jumpers. I'm easily taking the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey is the best player in the series.
Banchero's been hitting more threes lately, though. You've been keeping up. The last couple games, he's been shooting over 50%
Every time he
from
shoots
three.
one, I go like this.
No,
It might hit me.
All right, well,
That's
can't
fair.
argue with that, can I? But
Now for the last Eastern Conference matchup, the number 9-seed Hornets and the number 10-seeded Heat. Patrick?
I'm taking the Hornets here. They've been one of the hottest teams since January 1st. That starting 5 is unstoppable. I love the Hornets here.
I really enjoy AAU basketball, I'll be honest. So I'm going to take the Hornets.
I totally disagree with both of you. You want to know why? You want easy money. You put your money on the Heat winning the play-in. It happens every year. That's their championship. No matter what, the Miami Heat are winning the play-in.
Just because they're one of the play-in pals doesn't mean they're guaranteed to win it. Dude, we're playing against LaMelo Ball, Con Canepo. I'll take the Hornets.
As much as I want the Hornets to win, as much as I want them to win, because I love that squad. I love LaMelo. I love Con. But I can't see them beating the Heat in the play-in.
You're just saying that because Bam at 83, but oh well.
Whatever.
We'll move on.
Well, that seems to wrap up our time for the NBA play-in. We'll have to see in a few days who is right and wrong. But that's not all the time we have in this episode. Run It Back will return right after this break with even more sports updates and content to keep you entertained on this Monday afternoon.
said, that's not all we have for you today, and it's not the only roundtable. We're heading soon to UFC to see Landon, Mike, and Sam's takes. I know I'm excited to see what they have to say. Attending the Masters is a dream for many, but since we didn't get to this year, we decided to have our own type of tournament. Our crew headed to the course to see if we might be the next golf pros or should stick to watching. And finally, we take you with us for a day at the KAB Awards last week. Stick around for that. First, boys, we're over to you with the roundtable. What do you got?
Thank you, Jameson. It was a savory night in Miami for UFC 327, and these are the bright minds of Landon and Mike to break it down. Gentlemen, not just memories, but all-time moments cemented on this main card. Shall we start here with fight of the night and extra pocket lining cash for heavyweights Curtis Blades and Josh Hokett? A massive step up in competition for Mr. Hokett, and whether you can palate his layered shtick or not, he delivered madness, and he's on a rocket ship to the top 10 in the White House in June. Mike, I hope you didn't have the under on middle fingers because I lost count.
Sure didn't, Sam. Well, Josh Hokett sure did give us the fight of the night as he upheld his undefeated record while also bringing in a hefty $200,000 in bonuses. Now, the heavyweight division has been under a lot of fire as of late, but I saw a lot of grit from these two. Absolutely no shortage of jabs and hooks, especially to the faces. Especially Hokett's brutal combo near the 2-minute mark of the second round. Absolutely brutal. Landon, your thoughts?
Look, do I think Josh Hokett is a little immature? Yeah, I do. Do I think we witnessed the greatest heavyweight fight of all time? Yeah, I also agree. It was a straight brawl out there, guys. I mean, currently this fight was ranked the #1 highest ranked card in the entire year. I mean, it even broke the heavyweight record for most combined significant strikes at 351. Kind of sucks the Paulo Costa fight got swept into the dark by these other fights. Sam, care to shed some light on it?
Yeah, tremendous moment for Paulo Costa, and he sure looked energized moving up to light heavyweight. Unfortunately, that fight got sandwiched, as you said, between two jaw droppers, but beating a 16-0 Murzakanov with a thumping head kick in round 3 is impressive. First non-decision win since 2018 for Costa to move to 16-4.
I am with Landon on this one. It is a shame that this fight's going to be swept under the rug, especially after that impressive knockout in the third round. The thing that stood out to me the most about this fight was just how consistent Costa was stamina-wise. For a light heavyweight fight, I thought he kept a consistent pace with heavy blows to the face and body. He could see Azamat getting sleepy, and he just let him fall after that brutal roundhouse. Night. But there's still one more fight, the main event. Landon, what stood out to you over Ulberg's knockout win?
So you want to know what stood out to me? Was the fact that Ulberg was still standing after he tore his ACL mid-round, still knocking out his opponent in the same round. I mean, Jerry said that he was showing mercy to Ulberg after the injury, but what are we doing, man? Either play your strength or call the fight off. Unfortunate situation, but I gotta say that's 100% on Jerry.
Yeah, that samurai mentality, right? Played with his food, and Ulberg becomes the first New Zealand-born UFC champion. And I thought the BBC brought some heat with this headline: forged through foster care, long journey to gold. And you have to feel for anyone who fumbled this man on reality TV dating in Kiwi land. Big loss for them. He also becomes the 4th DWCS vet to win a UFC title. UFC 327 was originally supposed to have 2 title fights. He'll now get that on May 9th for 328 with Chimaev versus Strickland and the rescheduling of Van versus Tyra. That's all from the Octagon for now. The RunitBack crew took to the greens on Masters weekend. Take a look.
Howdy. Thanks, guys. We are out here at Orchard Park here in Lawrence, Kansas. In honor of Masters Week, we will be playing a game of golf in scramble format. Landon, what are the teams?
Teams will be me, Jameson, and Mia, and then it'll be you two soon-to-be losers.
Wow. All right, hot take. Let's go! Let's go!
All right. It's my first time golfing, so be kind.
That's good. Woo! I'm a golfer.
Oh my God! Wow!
Thought process? Yes. I read the green from back there, then read it from the side, look for any slopage.
I might just be straight, a little uphill.
Landon, how long have you been playing golf?
I've been playing golf since roughly 7th grade. I dabbled when I was little, but I didn't start taking it seriously since I was in 7th grade.
I don't play golf, so.
That's exactly what a Ferta boy would say. Oh, oh, bang, bang, bang. That's contact, though.
There's contact.
Cut. No.
Okay, Johnny's coming.
Here we go.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It's okay. You had a good shot. Sit in.
Because
then you have a firm to go back.
For those back at home
Teaching me.
wondering, Zach and I will be starting a golf tutorial.
We should start a golf YouTube
We will
channel.
become a golf
Zach
YouTube
and
channel.
Landon.
Golf coaches. See?
Right
there you
now.
go.
It's
Right
happening.
there.
It's coming
You heard it
soon.
here first,
Coming
folks.
soon.
Coming soon.
Mia's our first student. And it worked.
Ball game. Oh, that's all right though. After 3 holes, your winners are us. Yeah. Winners.
W, hold the W.
W. There you go.
Well, guys, looks like we took the dub, but who would have expected anything less?
Totally agree. Now let's drive it from our tee box here all the way to Arrowhead. We're at the KAB Awards. Let's go.
Good morning, RunitBack family. It is currently 8:30 in the morning. We are en route to Arrowhead Stadium. We got Johnny, we got Patrick, we got Landon, and we got our McDonald's. We're on our way. We'll check in with y'all whenever we get there.
Hi guys, we're on the way to KB. We're really excited.
We just got to Arrowhead and we're about to start our day.
So excited.
We're really excited. Let's go.
Alright, we're vlogging still. Yeah, we're live in front of an interview. We're live in front of an interview station and calling a game station. We're doing activities to improve our journalism.
Tell us what we're doing right now.
We are
Up
doing
close.
an interview practice here. Xander over here is doing an interview with Reagan Porter from Fox 4 News, and we are all just kind of getting experience, asking questions, and just get an overall experience in the field.
We got done with the keynote speaker and then we just had lunch and
now
a little...
we're going to the suites.
Yeah, and we had an activity fair and now we're heading to the suites to look at the field. Here we are. Welcome to the daylight. And here she is in all her glory. We just got done with our first breakout session and now we're up in the press box. Boom. We had 2 breakout sessions to hear from professionals in the field, and then we headed back for awards.
First place, University of Kansas, RunitBack by Annika Gustafson, Ben Vasco, Grant Shear, and Emmett Swinstuck.
We just ended our day, and now we're headed to the Royals game. Let's go! Okay guys, it's time for the Royals games, let's go!
The game is over. It was 2-0 White Sox. Wrap it up for us from KAB today. Everyone's about to go their separate ways, make their drive back to Lawrence, so we'll send it back to Jameson in the studio.
Thanks, Xander. What a week it was for our crew. With that, that's all we have time for this week, but come back next Monday at 2 for even more updates. In your meantime, check out Playmakers, who are live Fridays at 12, and find all our shows on Media Crossroads. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Run It Back.
There's no place like Kansas.
Wait, really? I just said I thought it was a shot. Yeah, actually, that's like